Heyo, welcome to the next part of What If Luffy was Sinbad's reincarnation. This will be the second part of this series, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Alright, so we'll start off where Luffy finds Zoro and they're pushing up his execution. Just a heads up, I decided I will implement some people other than Sinbad into this timeline. They won't be direct people just from the anime, but they'll be descendants or something type B. All right. So, anyways, so we'll go to the next part where Sinbad is watching all of this unfold, and the execution is pushed to an hour from then. I'm sorry about that noise. My dog knocked something down. Anyways, the execution was pushed up to an hour from then, which Luffy just sits there and waits for it to begin. You know, the execution. He wants to see if they're actually going to go through with it for no reason. And the time arrives and they're going to do it, and so Luffy decides he's not going to let that happen because he wants Zoro to join his crew. So Luffy takes out his sword, raises it, and yells, "Valalark Lightning!" And when he yells this, lightning strikes come down from the sky, hits every marine. And there's an especially big one that comes down on top of Captain Morgan, instantly killing him, not turning him into the Flash. Anyways, yeah, it kills him. And so, one second. And so, Luffy then grabs Zoro and he asks him, he's like, "Would you like to join my pirate crew?" And Zoro, the pirate hunter, is like, "I'm a pirate hunter, you know that, right?" And Luffy's like, "And? Doesn't mean you can't become a pirate." And Zoro, he kind of wants to say no because he's a pirate hunter, but like he senses this authority coming from Luffy, like he wants to follow him, you know? And so Zoro ends up agreeing to join him. And so they get ready to leave, and as they're leaving, Zoro remembers, um, "Oh shit, we forgot my swords." And so Luffy runs back, leaves Zoro behind, goes, gets Helmeppo, is just like, "Bitch, give me Zoro's swords right now, or I'm about to do the same thing to you as I did your father, alright?" So Helmeppo is quickly just like fumbles to get the swords and gives them to him, you know? I don't know why I reenacted that in real life because you guys can't see me. Anyways, um, he decides to get the swords back, blah blah blah, as I just stated. Um, they head towards the ship, and Colby wants to become a marine. And the Marines are like, "Aren't you with that pirate kid, Luffy or something, Monkey D. Luffy?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "But weren't you traveling with him?" And Colby's like, "Technically, yes." And Luffy overhears this, and he's like, "Yeah, he was captured by pirates, and I just kind of brought him back to the mainland. Y'all can keep him. We don't want someone so weak on our crew." And so the Marines, they chuckle and smile a bit. They're like, "All right, we're gonna make you work hard," because they realize what's going on there. They like Luffy. They realize he's a good guy, and so they're like, "All right, we're gonna make you work hard for this. You ready?" And Colby's like, "Yeah." I don't know why I'm doing this. Anyway, um, after that, they set sail and they end up going to this strange island. Like, it kind of appeared out of nowhere. And they're so confused about its existence. It's an invisible island. Why can they go to it? And they go through this weird barrier. It kind of shocks them, you know? And they're just like insanely confused. And they see these giant birds flying over the ocean, over this land. But the weirdest thing is, it was only Luffy who saw it. Zoro didn't see that. I know I said they saw it, but it was only Luffy. My bad. Contradictory points, but yeah. So Luffy was the only one who saw that. And he's thinking, maybe it's because I have such immense control over Magoi. Could that be the reason on why? Interesting. Huh. And he thinks back to the night where he met Ball again, and he remembers Ball saying something like, "The only reason I believe you right now is because we all sense a tremendous Magoi user enter this world. He's loved by the Ru, black and white alike." It's like, "So you knew it was me?" And he's like, "Well, to be fair, we didn't think you were coming either." And Luffy was like, "Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough." Anyways, so he's thinking maybe it's because he has such unique control over them. And so they enter this island, and the island people are shocked to see them. They're like, you guys should just pass through this. How did you guys enter this island? It doesn't make sense." And so Luffy is like, "There's a long story behind it, but I can see your island." And they're like, "What?" And then they go to the elder and they're like, "Is it safe to keep this man alive?" And the elder's like, "We'll just have to see. To be fair, just because he could get in here doesn't mean other people can. And even if they hunt for it, they shouldn't be able to find us unless they have control over the room." And they realize Sinbad must have immense control over it. And the elder is like, "Come here, young man. Do you have insane control over the room? Do you know what that is?" And I'm sorry. I'm trying here for like that old person voice. And Luffy is like, "Hey, yo, yeah, I know what that is. I even have a gin here, you know." And the elder's eyes open wide. It's like, "What do you mean you have a gin? Nobody has been able to find or wield them for 1,000 and, oh my god, I don't know how many years. Oh my god." And Luffy is like, "Well, technically, I'm 2,000 years old." And Luffy explains the situation, how he's the reincarnation of Sinbad. And when he says Sinbad, he's the reincarnation of Sinbad, the elder opens his eyes, is like, "You mean the leader of the foreign country Sindria? That Sinbad? The Sinbad who rules the seven seas?" And he drops his cane. He just gets on the ground. He's like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry. Please forgive my rudeness." And Luffy's like, "Nah, nah, it's all good. I've been dead for 2,000 years. Like, just leave it be. Be good." And then the elder gets up. He picks up his cane. He's like, "Now it makes so much more sense. Sinbad was known to have control over both Rus, the white and the black. It makes perfect sense of why you were able to enter this barrier." And Luffy's like, "Hey, yo, I'm cracked out of my fucking mind, you betcha." I'm sorry. Wait. So Luffy ends up talking to them, and they give him some supplies for their journey. And just because they understand it's Sinbad, but they still can't 100% trust him, they send one of their people with them. Let's name her Sadie. Why not? Sadie. It sounds cool. Sadie. Sadie. It's like, it's got the E from like Pisty, who's the character from like Sinbad's crew, and it's got like this ring to it. Maybe, no, in the original one I made of this on my old channel, I named her Alexandra. But I kind of want to go with something more exotic, you know. Sadie, nah. No, let's go with uh Sadian. Sadian, but they just call her Sadie for short. I didn't feel like coming up with a whole new name. I'm sorry. All right, so Sadian. They're like, "You will take Sadian with you. And not gonna lie, she gonna be a baddie. Not gonna lie, she a baddie 17-year-old, same age as Luffy. They actually have the same birthday, which is kind of nuts. And they mentioned that she is hated by the crew. And Sinbad's like, interesting. Though they still mention that the Roo still listens to her regardless. And Sinbad's like, what? That doesn't make sense. How can you be hated by the Roo but still have it listen to you? That has never happened. What the hell happened? And so they say they don't know, and they continue. And he takes Sadian on his journey. And there's going to be a little cut here because I have to do something real quick, but I'll continue this. I ended at Sadie journey. All right, after he grabbed Sadie to continue on their journey, they started heading to this island that was controlled by the Buggy Pirates. Since I'm improvising everything, I can't quite remember what the island is called, and I am sorry for that. But they go and visit that island, and they find this girl running away from a bunch of pirates, and they're like, "Ayo, the fuck are you doing?" Chasing after a young girl. And they knock the shit out of the pirates. And Sinbad pulls up to Nami like, "Hey, beautiful," kisses her hand. Because he still got that game like he do in the anime. Ayo. Yeah, I didn't mention. Yeah, Luffy's personality is very different. And he's got blue hair and he's rocking a blue shirt like in the thumbnail of the first video. And probably the second and third. I'm probably going to add something to like the thumbnail, like saying part 2, part 3 type beat. Anyways, until I get a new thumbnail at least. So, anyways, they saved Nami from those couple pirates, and Nami is like, "Hey, thank you." When they see a buggy ball coming at them, a buggy ball, my nigga, a buggy ball. The fuck. Anyways, Luffy. Actually, no. Let's give Sadian a time to shine. Sadian, like, walks in front of them, puts her hand out, catches the buggy ball, crushes it. And Luffy's like, "What?" And she's like, "As much as the Roo hate me, I'm able to condense them around my body and do shit like that." And Luffy's like, "Okay, that's insane. If she has that kind of potential, what if the Roo liked her?" Because being hated by the Roo is basically hockey. But they're different things. This is interesting. I'm very interested, he says. He's like, "We will figure this out together." And so, anyways, he starts flirting with Nami, where you see Sadian in the back getting kind of jealous because she's like, "Hey, yo, I want that man's fuck off." And Sinbad is like, "Hey, yo, there's enough for me. There's enough of me to go around, you know?" And Sinbad smirks at Zoro. Zoro is just like, ugh, looks away. Anyways, and then Luffy is like, "Ayo, weren't we just attacked? Shouldn't we probably take care of that?" So they go over. They're like, "Hey, yo, which one of you niggas attacked my dude?" And I bet it wasn't you. And he puts his sword up. He's like, "A Volark lightning, bitch." And he shocks all the pirates except Buggy because he realized that was the captain, obviously. And he looks at Buggy. He's like, "So why exactly were you attacking? Would you like to explain yourself?" And Buggy is like, that she stole something from me." And Luffy looks back at Nami. He's like, "Why are you stealing shit from a pirate? You know you risked your life there." She's like, "I need money." And Luffy's like, "Interesting. We'll talk about that after. All right." And then he looks back at Buggy. He's like, "All right. She stole from you, so she kind of had it coming. So I'll do fuck all. Y'all are good. However, you have to stop terrorizing this town. I can sense humans everywhere just hiding from you guys. You guys leave now, or I kill you. And Buggy feels the intensity of that statement. It's just like, oh shit, this man ain't kidding. He's actually about to murk my ass. And so Luffy is just like, so you gonna leave? Buggy's like, all right, we'll leave. And Luffy looks at him and is like, we're not gonna leave until after you guys have left for an entire day. We will be patrolling the island. And Buggy's like, all right, damn. And so they sail off, and Luffy looks at Nami and is like, you know, I don't really need a navigator. However, I think you would be good. And she's like, wait, you don't need what? That don't make sense. He's like, the ocean is my guide. The ocean navigates me around. You don't get it. I feel the ocean's warmth. Like, devil fruit users are hated by the ocean. However, I was loved by it from the moment I was born. And the fact that I ate devil fruit actually helped that, unlike with everybody else, because it already loved me. So, the ocean is a part of Mother Nature, and I'm its treasure, alright? And Nami's like, what the fuck do you mean? And Luffy's like, long story, explain another time. Even Zoro doesn't get it yet. Though Sadian does, mainly because she grew up in a village based around stories like this. Anyways, so I kind of want you to be a navigator for when I'm not on board, type B. I mean, you can do it while I'm on board so I can relax all cool, shoot some b-ball at school. I'm sorry, I gotta stop. Anyways, and he looks at her, he's like, do you accept? And she's like, man, he has some sort of authority. Like, I want to follow this nigga. Like, what? And she's like, yes. However, I have one condition. Luffy's like, what is that one condition? And she's like, I need you to free my hometown. He's like, hey yo, what? Hey yo, what's going on in your hometown, my dude? And she's like, the fishmen have taken it over. And so Luffy's like, I bet. I'ma wipe the floor with some fish niggas. Alright, come at me, homie. And so Luffy hops on his ship because he lied to Buggy, obviously. He wasn't staying there for a day. He didn't have time for that. They all come with. They start sailing. And so he lets Nami navigate while he relaxes all cool, makes some food, And somehow, accidentally, some bandits come a ship and steal all of his clothes. I'm sorry, I just wanted to do something like that because it was so funny to hear that shit in the anime. Whew. Yeah, some bandit stole his clothes while he was on ship with everybody. And anyways, what was I about to say? All right, yeah. So they continue on their journey, and they eventually find the island. I know this arc normally happens after they get Sanji, but I want to skip Sanji to go to this island. Then we'll go get Sanji. Then we'll continue from there. All right, all right. I'm just letting you guys know how it's gonna go, in order. So, they get to this island, and that's where I'm leaving off this part, actually. I feel like getting to that island is a pretty solid cliffhanger, I'll record part 3 tomorrow after school since it's 3 a.m. for me and I'm about to throat punch a bitch. So, I hope you guys liked this part. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will indeed see you all next time.